Hi everybody, welcome to this opening round guide video for the Winter Major in Expert Division here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. Please give me a thumb up if you don't mind, and now's the time. If you're not a subscriber, I'd be grateful if you could become a subscriber. It is totally free. We're putting all 18 holes in one video this week for you. Timestamps are in the description down below, so if you want to skip backwards and forwards between the holes, you can do so very easily. Plenty of drops here, and for anything that I didn't drop, I will either suggest a tweak or give you a tweaked adjustment. Always best to take a token or two, get familiar with the setups to increase your drop rate as well, and put in some wind angle tweaks if you need to, especially on the par 3s. Good luck everybody, here we go with hole number 1. Okay, slight headwind angle here, but still fine for the eagle. We're going to add spin first. 5.8 top spin, 3 left spin. If you've got a wind 4 ball in this angle, it is best, but Kingmaker will work as well. No move target here, so make sure you load with a power 3 ball and your APOC. Max plus 20, power 3. Of course, if you want to, then you can use a higher power ball. You'll still get that nice NMT with the power 3 ball, of course. 1 ball of curl. You could see I adjusted into overpower. I add a little bit on as well, so I go into 2 rings of overpower here with 1 ball curl to the left. APOC 4 is going to need more OP than that, obviously, because you will be short, but we bounce very nicely on the pad and hop over the rough nicely, and we're going to be putting there for the eagle. Now this is a really tough wind angle. I'm going to suggest you go with the no movement target with a side spin 4 ball. We're going with a 1.4 backspin and 4 right spin. You could play with a side spin 3, but you would need to use a lot more right curl. You'd have to take a token or two. But it's no movement target. If you go with wind 4, you're not ever going to adjust down into the water. So that's why I would really recommend you go with a Kingslayer or equivalent if you have one. Max plus 15. Power 3. Like I said, if you want to use a Kingmaker, you will have to tweak this setup. Even now with a side spin 4 ball, you've got to go with a bit of curl. So look at the ball trail. It's just over half a ball of curl to the right, and just find that point before the circle drops as your overpower reference. Very lucky to get this one in. Very tough wind angle. On the drive here, we're going to set up with the bullseye directly over the rough line with APOC 5, that's going to be at the top of plus 10. APOC 4 is going to be at P3 max. We're going with 5.8 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left, and we're going to adjust this one max plus 15. Now note the rocks are in the way here from really seeing the nice clear edge of the outer white ring, so you may want to do as I do here and start from the inner white ring and pull over the bullseye. That's what I'm doing here, just to ensure an accurate pull, otherwise you can't see the edge of the target. So max plus 15, full overpower, going to be a nice and slow needle, 1.5 ball curl to the left, and a perfect ball we want. Bouncing nicely on the fairway, is going to roll down the second fairway, straight down the middle, and we're looking for a drive here in the region of 385. Second shot, make a pin check. Plus 1 with Grizzly 9 is going to be plus 4 with the Grizzly 7 and 8. So there's your reference. Then we're going to add spin as follows. You can see here I'm using 4 backspin and 1 left spin. And we want to offset here. We want to offset this one, so we're offsetting it about 1 cup left. The adjustment I would recommend you go with here is 35% slider, 15% elevation. So 35 slider, 15 elevation. Slight tweak here based on the outcome of the video. Just missed this one, unfortunately, but very close and definitely something that can be worked with when we're missing in such close proximity. Using Grizzly 9 numbers, perfect ball away here, and you'll see it bounces. We're just going to miss this one out on the left-hand side. Now on this par 3, we are going to go with a navigator, because otherwise you will hit the min line with a Kingmaker in high wind. So this has been tested in max wind with a navigator. 4 top spin, 1 left spin, and we want the red ring touching the rough, and the ball guide you'll see is pointing to the left edge of the cup. There's a zoom in, look at that ball guide, just pointing outside the left edge of the cup. Now, the important thing here is you favour 11:59, otherwise any hint of a different pull angle here is going to cause you to miss. So favour 11:59 on this one. Mid plus 0, power 1. And then you will see here that we're going to catch the rough very nicely. If you get your pull angle wrong and you pull yourself kind of less further away from the hole, you could catch the rough too high. So that's why I'm going with that pull angle there. Just sneaking that one in there for the hole in one with a nice simple adjustment here. We're going to play 1-to-1 with the quarterback. 1 bar of top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right. And we're looking at the blue ring. And with quarterback 9+, you want the blue ring touching the rough line just before the plus yards appear. Okay, so it will look like that once your spin is added. So a nice couple of references there. 1-to-1 adjust, so 8.4 wind. We're going to go 8.4 rings. If you had 7.5 wind, you go 7.5 rings, and so on. So nice easy adjustment here. Then we're going to go with 0.8 ball curl to the right. Look at the inside edge of the Kingmaker, and just before the shot circle drops as our power reference, as I don't play with grid lines. Bounces comfortably away from the rough and rolls towards the end of this fairway. You're going to be in the region here of around 305 yards. Now we're going to make a bunker check with our sniper. So bullseye over the lip of the bunker. It does glitch around a bit, so just before it glitches down, in line with the pin. +7 here with sniper 10 will be +9 with sniper 9. 1 back spin, half a bar of side spin to the left on this one, and aim as shown. You're going to want most of the clearing on the fairway. Ball guide short by about 2 green squares, and it's just aiming at the left edge of the cup. Now the adjustment on the notepad is a tweak. I just missed this one, so the slider percentage and the adjustment has been tweaked to hopefully get you in for the albatross here. So +7, my recommendation would be 54% slider, 5% elevation. So BC standing in this case for bunker check. That's how we're working out our slider. 2.5% per yard on the sniper. So little tweak here that I've given you should be in very nicely. Nasty wind angle here, so we're going to have to lay up instead. Quarterback, white ring touching the rough on the left at P3 max. And then we switch to our APOC and a grizzly bag. 2 bars of top spin is all we're going to go with here. And we're adjusting this one mid +10. So mid distance, 10% elevation. Setting up with the quarterback just in case you've got different club levels, as there's no plus yardage to refer to here. Finding the max line with P3 ball and QB 9+ gives us that exact starting point. So mid +10, perfect ball away, is going to bounce down over the rough very, very nicely in this nasty wind angle. Still going to have a decent chance though to drop this for an eagle from distance. Drive distance here is going to be around 312 yards. Now, our second shot here, we're going to play with the grizzly from the minimum distance line. So find the min line, then you're going to need around half a bar of backspin, but it may vary depending on your drive distance. Could be a couple of clicks more, could be a couple of clicks less than that. But we want to set up with the ball guide level with the cup there, but offset to the right. Pause the video if you want to have a closer look at the ball guide to get your placement correctly, but we're intentionally offsetting this one to the right because of the wind angle. We are going to adjust this one min +20%, power 4 setting. So make sure while your opponent is shooting that you change over to P4 in your app. Otherwise you'll be under adjusting this one. We're going to use, like I said, min +20. Important to get the offset correct here, but like I said, still a very good chance. Dropping this one for the eagle. Let's have a look at it. Perfect ball coming up. There we go. And this will bounce very nicely on the fairway. Second bounce on the fringe, and we're dropping it nicely. If you're enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to support it by making a small donation, you can do so in one of three ways. You can click the thanks button beneath the video, you can use the PayPal link in the video description down below, or finally you can become a channel member as well. All support of the channel is gratefully received. Now on this par 3 I burnt the edge unfortunately, and it's all to do with pull angle sensitivity. 4.5 topspin, 1 right spin is what you need here. Try and keep the wind below 8. Red ring touching the bunker, ball guide comfortably through the hole. Then we're going mid +5, power 3, and you want to aim for a small 1201 pull angle here. So have a look at that wind arrow, it's pointing just over to the N in the word wind. That's how we're looking at pull angles. We've got tutorials on that on the Academy playlist. Need just to tweak this one in terms of your personal pull angle. This is one where a token or two would come in handy, because if you know, depending on how you miss, you're going to want to tweak the amount of 1201 that you're using. So this is very much a feel shot. So use this video as a reference, give it a tweak, but the speed is lovely on this par 3. Now onto this par 4, we're going to set up here in the middle of this fairway pad at the top of +7 with APOC 5, top of +13 with APOC 4. 5.8 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right, and then we adjust max +10. So make sure that your target there is in the middle of the fairway pad going from left to right. Of course you've still got to get your plus yards correct. So a couple of references there. Max +10 is the adjustment. Then we're going to go with our shot, and we're going to play with half a ball of curl to the right. As usual, just finding the point where the shot circle drops and backing up 1 click before that as my power reference when I'm using curl. Perfect ball away, bouncing in the middle of that pad very, very comfortably, driving ourselves down the next fairway, over that little join, and it's going to be around 365 yards. Second shot, counting up rings from min. If you do have time, turn the camera round. Find the min line. There is 5 rings, and we're going to go up another 4 or 5, and then you want to have the blue ring all on the fairway. So all of the blue ring on the fairway. Here I pushed up a total of 10 rings. I'm going to play this one 13% slider. You're going to go around 2.5 backspin. Might need to vary it once again depending on your drive and your position, but this is a guide of what you want to use. In the end I just go a couple of clicks more and end up with 2.8, and you'll see here the ball guide is just stopping short of the front edge of the cup. So 10 rings from min is 13% slider. We're going to go 20% elevation and power 4 settings on your app, please. Power 4 settings. So always try and measure those rings from min if you can, but obviously don't time out. There is a few steps to do on this one, which is why it's good to take a token or two, especially if the rings from min method is new to you. We've got a tutorial about that as well on the Academy tutorial homepage, so check that out if you've not seen it already. Falling in nicely here for the eagle. Now on this par 5, we're going to set up with the quarterback, clear ring touching the rough on the left at P3 max, then switch to our APOC and sniper bag. 5.8 top spin, 3 side spin to the left. The adjust here is going to be max +0. Max +0. Slightly nasty wind angle here, but the adjustments here should get you definitely a safe eagle, and a pretty good chance actually for the albatross. Full overpower, going to be a slightly slower needle, and we're going with 2 ball curl to the left. So draw a line down from the tee, an imaginary line down. Just see where it would intersect the shot circle to get your amount of curl correct. Bouncing nicely away from the rough, and we're rolling into the shadows there. Drive distance is going to be around 365 to 370. Second shot, 3 backspin, 3 right spin. Set up here with the ball guide just on the left edge of the pin, of the cup rather, left edge of the cup. And then you'll see here I'm going to make an adjustment. It's a bit awkward here because you're going to have to pull twice and you've got to zoom in. because of the tree. So I'm doing 2 standard pulls, not going over the bullseye, I don't think, on this one. 30% elevation, and it's 80% slider for +4. So it was the first pull was over the bullseye, then I did a 5 ring after that. Tough shot to drop, this one, because of the elevation. You'll see how this one comes in. Perfect ball away. Might just need to tweak the aim on this one. Just missing on the right, so maybe a little bit more offset should get you in for the albatross. Now, nice wind angle here on this par 4. We're going to play with 4.2 top spin and 3 left spin. No move target once again, so get your correct club and ball loaded when you open the hole. Max +10, power 3. And then we're going to take our shot. A very simple setup here. We're going to go with some curl to the left, 0.8 ball, so look at the inside edge of the Kingmaker, touching the inside wall of the adjustment ring, just before the power circle drops once again, and hit perfect. A nice simple setup here, subject of course to any wind angle tweaks. Once on the fairway, second time on the pad, just clearing the rough. You could go with a click more topspin if you're worried about that, but we make it nicely onto the green. This is a tough position to find, so we're going to add spin first, 2 bars of right spin only, then try and get a ring reference touching the wood, but it didn't give me in the right point, so you want to just move away from that slightly, and then look at the ball guide. I'll give you a zoom in here, pause the video, make some notes here, but this ball guide reference is where you want to be. You can just see it pointing at that intersection between the 4 green squares there, deliberately high of the pin, slightly to the left. So pause the video, count the number of green squares from a good reference point depending what you want to work from here, and then we're going to adjust max +10 power 3. Max +10 power 3. Higher wind might take you slightly into overpower with Grizzly 7 and 8. Not tested that with that club level, so just be advised on that one. You might need a little smidge of OP. Not quite sure if it would adjust into that though with a high wind, but it falls nicely for the hole in 1. On the drive here we're going to play max +20. We're going to add spin, 5.8 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the left, and finding our position once again with the bullseye directly over the rough line at the top of +10 with APOC 5 and above. APOC 4 is going to be at P3 max distance, so ensure you are at the right position for your club level, and it's that first point where the ball guide gets clipped away. Max +20, power 3 settings here. Then the reason I'm going with this setup rather than pushing up afterwards is it's nice and simple. You don't need to waste time pushing up at all. You just make your adjustment and then go with full overpower, and it is going to give you a slower needle. Even with APOC 4, going to be nice and slow. 1.5 ball curl to the left, so look at that ball trail touching the tip of the triangle. Hit perfect, of course, and this will roll us very nicely down the next piece of fairway. Bounces in the middle towards the end of the first one, not threatening the rough at all, which is what we like, and we get a great length on this drive. Going to be in the region of 400 yards. We're going to play landing position plus yards with our thorn here, adding 3 bars of backspin, finding our position. Because there's a little bit of a crosswind element here, I'm going to offset this one a little bit to the right of the pin. Okay, so we're adding spin first. You could see there it was just offset a smidgen to the right of the pin, just a tiny amount. +4, we're going to play 96% slider, 20% elevation, pulling over the bullseye, not pulling ourselves off the platform there, which is good here. That's why we're using this setup, and I'm wanting to push myself there with this drive distance to be in plus yards with the thorn. Might need to tweak the backspin depending on your drive distance, but going in very nicely for the Albie. Before we carry on with the rest of the holes, a quick reminder, there will be weekend round guide video up on Saturday morning. Once again, all 18 holes will be in one video, so make sure you check back and make the most of the content here on the channel. That is Saturday morning, weekend round tournament wind guides. Now here, you don't have to play with this ball, it is an old one. You can set spins with a navigator and then switch to your kingmaker if you want to. It's 4 top spin and 1 left spin. The reason I'm using this one is because it gives me the exact amount of side spin. So setup as shown there, yellow ring touching the rough, and then you can see the ball guide going to the hole. And then we're going to adjust mid -5 power 3 settings. So make sure you get -5 elevation here rather than plus. Mid -5. As always, try and keep the wind below 8. Not tested this one in anything higher, but I don't think you'd have too much difficulty really. But as always, take a token or two first. Get yourself some wind angle tweaks built in as well. Perfect ball away, catches the rough beautifully, and we're dropping this one right at the pin for the hole-in-one. On the drive here, we're starting with the quarterback, red ring touching the rough on the right, just before the plus yards begin. Okay, so a couple of references there. Then we're switching to the rock, because I don't want to adjust into max club. 3.5 top spin, 3 bars right spin, and then it's a simple 1-to-1 adjustment. So 7.8 in wind is going to mean I'm going to adjust 7.8 rings. Reason that I'm switching to the rock, like I said, don't want to be pulling into max club with the QB. And you can see this adjustment here with mid-wind only takes me to +1. So rock level 7 will be fine as well. 0.8 ball curl to the right. And here it's just where the power circle drops. So it's not that click before. I actually find the point, the first click where the circle drops. So I am going with a smidgen more overpower than usual, just to get a couple more yards out of this one. So make sure you get those references correct. Drive distance is going to be around 305 yards. Bunker check once again here, BC on the notepad, bullseye over the front lip of the bunker in line with the pin. +7 is going to be mid-distance, 10% elevation here. You'll see I've got the ball guide through the hole. +7 with sniper 10 is of course equal to +9 with sniper level 9, and it's a very straightforward setup. It's a no spin shot, so I haven't even got to worry about adding spin on this one. So mid +10 for +7, of course that is equal to 1-on-1 as well with this bunker check. But always check your club distance yourself. Perfect ball away, bouncing nicely on the fairway here, and we're getting this one right at the pin. 2 options here. We're going to look at an aggressive option first, Apox 6+ and a luminary, or the precision luminary, which I've got here, which was recently on sale. Bullseye over the rough at the top of +24 yards, I believe. Just when I nudge it back, crept into 25, but bullseye over the rough, top of +24, and we're going to adjust max +0, power 5. If you don't have Apox 6, you could give this a go with the extra mile 9. You would be at the top of +27 yards instead, though. It does take us into overpower. Regardless of that, we're going max OP. 3/4 ball curl to the left. Full overpower. Like I said, this precision luminary is very good here because it is a full shaky needle. But if you want to chance it with a normal luminary or equivalent, then you could do so. Nice perfect drive is going to leave you a normal end bringer 20% wedge, around 65 to 70% slider. Safe option though is 1-to-1. We're going to set up with the QB, and we're going with the white ring touching the rough on the left at P3 max, then switching to the rock and adding spin. 2 top spin, 1 left spin, and the adjustment is 1-to-1. Showing you this in max wind with the kingmaker just to demonstrate that it is still going to be working with max wind strength. So 1-to-1 adjustment here, 9.1 in wind, 9.1 rings. Then we're going to take our shot, perfect ball that will bounce over very nicely. Now the second shot here I didn't drop, but I'm going to suggest that you tweak the aim based on the miss in the video. I feel my adjustment is very good. Just looking at the drive distance here though, bouncing comfortably over, and we're not wanting to roll too far here because we want to find the min line with the Grizzly, 315 yards. So second shot, find the minimum distance line with the ball guide through the hole, and then add your backspin. Going to be around 1.2 backspin. But like I said, we need to tweak the aim a little bit here, and this may be due to the fact that I had max wind. May be all right with mid-wind. You might want to take a token or two. You can see the ball guide just going to the front edge of the cup. However, small tweak needed. The adjustment for reference, which is something you can build from if you want to go with this route, is min plus 20 and it's power 4 settings. So make sure you change over to power 4 settings for your approach. So min plus 20, power 4. Of course, the aggressive option, if you've got the equipment for it and you're fancying it, is going to be the best chance, but a small tweak there will be a good opportunity as well. Onto this par 3, going to play the rough bump once again, and we're going with 4 bars top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right, and we're setting up here as follows. You want the top left of the red ring touching the bunker. A little bit of the red ring will be out onto the fairway. Ball guide through the hole ever so slightly favouring the left hand side, but literally it's only 1 pixel away from dead centre, so build a tweak or two in if you like. And once again, if you can keep the wind below 8, it will increase your drop percentage. Max -5 power 2 settings. Max -5 power 2. Nicely centered ball there, no accidental curl, underpower or overpower, so take a moment or two to make sure you've got that replicated, and this is dead center drop for the hole-in-one. Here we're going to bounce on the middle of this fairway pad with 5.8 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right, and we're going to set up with the bullseye halfway across the center again from left to right, top of +5 with APOC 5 and above, top of +11 with APOC level 4. Okay, we don't want to set too far along here because the tailwind will push us towards the kind of second half of that fairway pad. Max +10 power 3 is the adjustment here. For me, that's going to be 6.6 rings. Don't worry about the ball guide disappearing because we're going to go with some curl to the right, 3/4 ball, and then just before the shot circle drops for our overpower reference. Hitting perfect, and you'll see this ball will bounce right in the centre of the pad and along the next fairway over that little join that you can see there. Drive distance is going to be between 365 and 370. Once again, rings from min on this hole. Find the min line, push up rings from min. There's 5 and there is 10. I would recommend you push up at least 10. Here I go with 12 because I want the bottom of the white ring touching the rough. Ball guide there we can see is over the pin. We're going to then add spin, back spin as required, and it's going to be in the region of 3.2 backspin. Might vary depending on your drive. Here you can see I've got about 3.1. We are aiming just to the right edge of the cup, as you can see there. Ball guide splitting the right half of the cup, and slightly short to compensate for the wind angle. 12 rings from min in the example here was 15% slider, 15, and it's rings from min plus 15 elevation. So use the shot clock accordingly, make sure you don't time out, get that method sorted out, make sure you've got enough time to do all of the steps there. 15% slider, 15 elevation, falling beautifully for the eagle. Now, very nice wind angle here. We're going to do a layup though. I'm sure there might be an aggressive option though if you've got the power balls for it. With the rock, we're going to go with 3.5 top spin, 3 left spin, white ring touching the rough on the left at P3 max with rock level 8, plus 15 with rock level 9 because you've got 1 more yard of power. Max plus 20 is the adjustment here. Maximum distance, 20% elevation. Here I make 2 pulls over the bullseye, so I do 6.4 and then another 4 to get my 10.4 rings in here, and then we're going to take our shot. playing with plenty of curl to the left. You'll see here going to be about 2 balls, so look at the spacing between the kingmaker and the triangle, or look down from the tee as well, just before the circle drops for our overpower reference. Perfect ball away, bounces nicely on the fairway and approaches the shadowy area here around 360 yards. Second shot with the sniper, going to add spin first, 3 backspin and 3 right spin. Then we find our position. We're going to use landing position plus yards, and we're going to find that position, of course. And you'll see here the ball guide just pointing short of the pin by just over 2 green squares, slightly offset. So I've given you a good zoom in there. Pause the video. I like the landing position. I like the ball guide. I like the adjustment. However, what you will see if you watch closely is when I make my adjustment, the target just flicks to the side by 1 pixel, and unfortunately I think that causes a miss here. But of course, take a token or two, tweak it. It is very, very close though. +6 with sniper 10, playing at 85% slider, 15 elevation. Like I said, it just flicked over to the left hand side there, so maybe a click to the right, you'll be in. Thank you for watching this video on the Winter Major here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. For further help, you can check us out on Facebook as well. Go over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free Facebook group. Loads of members there, shot sharing, free guides and discussion points. Chance to interact with a load of people, including myself. Good luck everybody, see you soon, bye for now.